Our first visit of the year to Pavilion Gardens, Buxton on Wednesday, April the 26th has seen us assemble some real rarities. Of the 89 cars on offer, few are as rare, certainly on this side of the Atlantic, as the 1967 Shelby GT500 Fastback. One of only 2,048 made that year, of which a fair few ended up wrapped around trees or crashed into walls. Chassis 1926 was supplied new to a naval officer. It has a documented history and it's been in the UK since the 1990s. It was subject to an exhaustive, photographically documented restoration between 2005 and 2008 and retains not only its original body shell and its original 428 Police Interceptor 7-litre V8, but it's a desirable 4-speed manual car. It's got the integral rollover hoop. It's got the Shelby woodroom steering wheel. It's been a Concours d'Elegance finalist. It's a fabulous thing and a proper automotive unicorn on UK roads. It's guided 130 to 160,000. More affordable, well, not when new, is the 1960 Vega HK500. Now that's what thought to be one of just 98 UK supplied cars. It's been in a garage in North Wales for the best part of 50 years. It last passed an MOT test in 1972, but it's presented in what appears to be its original Brunswick blue with grey upholstery. They really were the cars of the absolute cream of the A-list in period. You had to be a major, major celebrity or very, very wealthy. And that Fassel's first owner was a chap called William O'Shea, whose company, Magnatex, used to supply windscreen wipers and door mirrors to pretty much the entire British automotive industry. So when that was delivered new in 1960, it ran around on the number plate W02. Anyway, it's a fantastic project for somebody. It created a huge amount of interest when it was displayed at the NEC earlier this year, and we can't wait for a new owner to bring it back to its former glory. Cars which need no work, and there are quite a few in the sale, include a trio of fast Fords. So we've got a Ford Cortina Lotus Mark II, Ford by that stage really wanting it known as a Cortina Lotus rather than a Lotus Cortina, the general public did. And that's a very nicely restored car, well presented. We've got a special order finished in Paris Blue Ford Capri 2.8i Special that's only done 40-odd thousand miles from new. That's just come out of a £7,000 repaint, and it's a gorgeous looking thing. And we've also got a very low mileage, well-preserved Ford Sierra XR4i. At the other end of the spectrum, but still a low mileage car, there's a 2000 Bentley Azure that's covered less than 17,000 miles from new. And that's coming from a little private Rolls-Royce and Bentley collection. Speaking of Rolls-Royces and Bentleys, there are quite a few on offer on April the 26th, and we feel very fortunate to have been entrusted with 3 cars from the estate of the late Bernard King. Bernard King produced a great array of reference books. If ever worked for an auction house, you will be familiar with them because we are often reaching to the shelves to cross-reference something that we've been asked to sell. And he was a great enthusiast, incredibly knowledgeable, and really will be very sadly missed. But lovely that his family have chosen to entrust us with his Bentley Continental R, his Rolls-Royce Silver Shadow, and his Rover P4, his Auntie Rover. Perhaps speaking of great characters, there's also a 1937 Bentley 4¼ litre Tourer that was previously owned by the Right Honourable Alan Clark MP. There have been few individuals as outspoken as Alan Clark, but you cannot deny his enthusiasm for old cars. And shortly before entering the current ownership, that Bentley had about £110,000 spent on it with Glenn Glidrod and other specialists, so that really is a very, very well-sorted vehicle. Another vehicle is a Bentley R-Type Special that was one man's vision, one man's absolute labour of love. Now, thankfully, he was a very talented, very skilled engineer, and you can see that. It sits on a bespoke chassis, which is double-dropped to lower the centre of gravity. It's got a handcrafted aluminium body, and it really is something special. If you want something completely unique to stand out for the crowd, then that black Special is well worth a look. We've also got a collection of Rolls-Royces that have seen duty as wedding cars, so mechanically well sorted, including a Rolls-Royce 2025 Sports Saloon, which was rebodied later on in the 30s by the Southern Motor Company. There's a Rolls-Royce Silver Wraith from the same stable, and quite a few, as I say, impressive Rolls-Royce and Bentleys. We've got quite a few one-owner cars as well. So there's a 1998 Lotus Elise Series 1, which has been in single ownership from new and covered a mere 22,000 miles. There's a Triumph TR6 restoration project. And then even the low-owner cars, there's a two-owner Triumph Stag, a Series 1 car that's done something like 33,000 miles from new and is presented in saffron yellow, which is the colour familiar to those who've seen the James Bond film Diamonds Are Forever. So there really is a great cross-section. In terms of the more modern performance icons, we've got a 1993 Mercedes-Benz E500. Now, these were the super saloons that Mercedes-Benz developed in conjunction with Porsche. So they actually went from the Mercedes-Benz production line to Porsche, where they had the suspension and the brakes retuned, and they were completed the assembly, and they've got a 5-litre V8. So they are not short of poke, but very, very understated, and arguably one of the Q cars from the 1990s. We'll be on public view at Buxton on Tuesday, April the 25th from 12 until 6, and then doors open on sale day, Wednesday the 26th from 1 o'clock. You're more than welcome to come along on either day. Alternatively, you can bid via the telephone or online via our own platform. If you have any questions about the cars going under the hammer, please do contact us on 01925 210 035 or via info@hnh.co.uk. We very much hope to see you in Buxton. Thank you very much.